evening and welcome to this edition of News Leader on 6. Today is Tuesday, October the 16th, 2018. I'm Jim Fuller.
And I'm Andrew Todd. In tonight's news, college enrollment for the 2018-2019 academic year has increased for the third consecutive year. We'll bring you more from Tom Corrington's interview with retiring Tullahoma City School Director Dan Lawson. Members of the Sportsman Businessmen's Club are getting ready for their annual fundraiser, and there's a new traffic light on North Jackson Street. We'll have all these stories and more on tonight's News Leader on 6.
Have you heard the news? Russell Barnett Automotive Family has launched its new website, russellbarnett.com. Very user-friendly. Over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from. Online credit applications, hometown auto rental, customer testimonials, trade appraisals, certified collision center, service department scheduling. Too many reasons to mention why I keep asking the question, why buy anywhere else?
You made the time and the sacrifice to broaden their horizons, to see their smiles, but mostly to make lifelong memories. We think it's time to do it again, just the two of you. Don't let illness or injury slow you down. The rehab team at Life Care Center of Tullahoma is ready to help you live well.
Welcome back. The Tennessee Higher Education Commission has released college enrollment data for the fall 2018 semester, indicating that 221,775 students across the state enrolled in community colleges and public universities for the 2018-2019 academic year. This marks the third consecutive year that post-secondary enrollment has grown across the state, an increase of 1,656 additional students compared to fall 2017. At public universities, UT Knoxville and UT Martin saw the largest increases in enrollment, increasing 3.1% and 4.5% respectively over fall 2017. Enrollment data for the 6 locally governed public universities declined by 1.5%.
The largest gains in enrollment occurred at Tennessee's 13 community colleges, with 88,352 students enrolled for the fall semester. That's a 2.1% increase over fall of 2017. Cleveland State Community College and Columbia State Community College saw the largest enrollment increases of 8.9% and 5% respectively over fall 2017. This increase includes the first cohort of adult learners using the Tennessee Reconnect Scholarship at community and technical colleges. As reported by the Tennessee Board of Regents, adult student enrollment increased by 17.4% this fall.
Natalie Todaro was recently selected as Tullahoma's honorary alderman. Let's watch as she is introduced to the city board.
All right, you see we have a new face that has joined us this evening. I'm very pleased to welcome and introduce Ms. Natalie Todaro. You know, I've been doing this a long time, and I'm not sure I've ever seen a resume that's as impressive as this one. She's a senior from the high school. She has a 4.571 GPA. She had made a 34 on the ACT. She's ranked second in her graduating class of 351 students. She was a member of Girls State. She is a member of Mu Alpha Theta. She's a member of the National Honor Society, the National English Honor Society. She earned the Freshman Science Department Award. She's very active in sports. She was a varsity captain last year and this year for her volleyball team. She's earned awards. She's very active in her church, St. Paul's Catholic Church. She's is earning her pilot's license from Smyrna, Tennessee. She has 80-plus hours of private aircraft flight time. She's very active in several organizations at the high school in DECA. She is a photographer and reporter for THS Sports. She's a member of the Spanish Club. She was active in the basketball team, softball team, and volleyball. She works, used to work at Chick-fil-A, and pretty amazing. So, Ms. Todaro, what I did was I put my resume and your resume side by side. And I'm pleased to report there was only one thing that was the same. I was also in the Spanish club. Nothing else. Nothing else can I compare to that. So, we're very pleased you are here. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, I've lived here for 3 years. My family used to be in the military, and my dad retired last summer. And we decided to stay here in Tullahoma because we liked it so much and just worked for our family. So hopefully my family stays here longer as I'm in college and all that. But as of right now, we love this town, and I'm just really excited. This is probably my favorite place to ever live. So.
Where do you want to go to college?
I'm planning on going to Auburn University, and I want to be a mechanical engineer. And I know that.
You do know that.
Yes. I've heard all
Well,
about
at least it's in Alabama.
I know. Just Mr. Edwards has told me all about.
Oh, has he?
Yes, sir.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
It's football time in Tennessee, and nobody tackles the competition like the Russell Barnett Automotive family. With 6 locations to serve you, certified collision center, over 1,000 new and pre-owned vehicles to choose from at russellbarnett.com, hometown auto rental, limited lifetime powertrain warranty on certain units, certified pre-owned units. Too many reasons to mention why. Keep asking the question, why buy anywhere else?
When your family suffers the loss of a loved one, the caring and compassionate staff at Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel are standing by to assist you in every way possible. We are proud to support local industry and offer only Batesville caskets. Many funeral homes don't own or operate a crematory. We utilize the only crematory in Coffee County. Your loved one never leaves Coffee County. We can accommodate any need and any budget. Consider our complete pre-need service to remove this burden from your family during their time of grief. Lock in today's low costs and protect from inflation. Tullahoma Funeral Home and Coffee County Funeral Chapel. Our family caring for your family.
Welcome back. After 22 years on the job, Dr. Dan Lawson, Director of Tullahoma City Schools, is retiring at the end of the month. Tom Corrington spoke with Dr. Lawson last week, and tonight we bring you part 3 of that interview.
That triggers a thought in my mind. I wonder if we could add to that list, trying to place some more emphasis in skills, if you will, in the technology, trying to provide the kids more information and better opportunity to learn something. Those that we kind of, I think, hope or stop expecting all the kids to go to college.
I certainly hope so.
They got to be able to earn a living, a good living, and be a successful citizen and family person. So, how are we doing on that? Is that are we still making progress?
As you know, Sherry Zimmerman has been employed to be the CTE director, Career Technical Education Director at Tullahoma High School. Right. She was on the show not long ago. Right. Sherry is really looking at targeting some programs that we have to an anticipated marketplace coupled with student interest and needs. So in the last couple of years, we've seen some programs go out of service. We saw what was called Home Ec in my day close down and go out of service, and we added back a digital arts program, and we added back a criminal justice program. Instantly, we saw the student population increase probably 3.5 to 4-fold, which told us we hit the right spot with student interest. And as we look at career opportunities, we know that we hit the right spot as we look at newspapers and jobmonster.com and any number of websites that indicate who is looking for what skill set. We have to understand in that career side, and in fact in all sides, that students have to be continual lifelong learners. I would have never thought when I started as a superintendent that I would spend as much time in front of my computer in webinars, in that two-way dialogue, sitting from my desk as I spend right now. And that's an evolution of the technology and an evolution of the expectation of the workplace. And we all have that evolution that we've seen and experienced. A lot of that is good, And some of it, if we're not willing to learn, willing to jump in and embrace that technology and willing to change and evolve, we're going to see some challenges.
Yeah, well, we've received a lot of criticism really from the technical industry out there that we're not giving them qualified applicants. We've got jobs, and I think at the present time, right this instant, there are a lot of technical jobs out there in the industrial field that are not being filled.
Right.
They can't find the kids.
And candidly, a lot of the kids will have the technical skills, but we have an evolving society where some of the soft skills are tough. The issue of attendance is a real challenge, and attendance in school is not some abstract concept that doesn't carry over to the workplace. I typically don't have employers telling me that they have to fire kids because they can't effectively communicate or they can't effectively do the computational skills. Typically, when they remove an employee, it's because they can't get along with others, they don't show up to work on time, or they fail a drug test. And I hate for that to be so indicting, but society in general is having some challenges with that level of personal accountability.
Yeah.
And personal accountability is where it begins and ends.
We'll be right back with more News Leader on 6.
It's not invoice. It's not MSRP. It's not Christmas Day, although it may feel like it. It's the lowest prices in Middle Tennessee, period. Get to Stan McNabb Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram or Stan McNabb Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac before these prices are gone forever.
All right, the cat's out of the bag at Carroll Street Liquor in Tullahoma. Now you know where to go if you're planning a get-together and want the ideal wine or spirit. Party planning can be stressful, but at Carroll Street Liquor you'll find everything you need. Mixers, gift sets, and all of your favorite spirit brands. So if you're feeling the pressure to pull off the ideal party, come to Carroll Street Liquor and select among the seemingly endless supply of wines, spirits, gift sets, and more. Your perfect party, it's in the bag with Carroll Street Liquors.
Rush Bricken demands governmental financial responsibility.
Rush Bricken cares about veterans and will defend the Constitution.
Rush Bricken knows small business creates good jobs.
On November 6th, you have a choice for your Tennessee State Representative.
I'd like to be your next Tennessee representative.
For fiscal soundness.
I'm picking Bricken.
For low taxes.
I'm picking Bricken.
For good jobs and roads.
I'm picking Bricken.
Vote Rush Bricken November 6th to the Tennessee State House of Representatives.
Welcome back. The Sportsmen and Businessmen's Organization is preparing for their annual fundraiser next month. John Gray spoke with Carla Bloom and Carter Sane about this year's event.
The Sportsman's event, and look forward to this every year. And this is something that your dad and a few people started years ago, isn't it, Carter?
That's true. 35 years ago, around about 1984, they decided that they wanted to have an event, and if they made any money, they would just, buy food baskets or give the proceeds away, and that has turned into one of this area's most prolific and longest-lasting charitable organizations that I guess we've got around, really. The Sportsmen and Businessmen's Charitable Organization is a mouthful, so we've started referring to it as the SBCO, or just the Sportsmen.
Yeah.
And we've had 35 of these wonderful events, and they've become a little bit more planned and a little bit better executed every year. But we commit to have fun and raise money.
And they do more, it accomplishes more, and over the past 35 years than hand out a couple of food baskets.
That's absolutely true.
So explain to us exactly what happens now, and the help you've given, the people you've helped, and I'm sure you spotlight different areas that you want this money to go to. Give our audience a little idea about where it goes.
So we have over the years been able to assist in a lot of different ways. We have helped folks who were cruising along doing just fine, and then a terrible accident happens, whether someone in the family gets very sick or there's a car accident or a fire. The Sportsman has been there with financial assistance to help them over that bump, and it comes in many different forms. We'll find, as we did this year, a child who was handicapped, who needed a special tricycle. We were able to help with that purchase. Oddly enough, insurance, didn't take care of that for that young person, but members of the community and the Sportsman were able to help take care of that.
Good.
There have been a few folks with access to their home, issues with access to their home. They were in a wheelchair or not able to walk, and we were able to help them get some access to their home through building ramps. Carla,
We do a lot of glasses and help for children. And it's interesting, a lot of people don't realize how much the Sportsman really does, but every morning we have a committee, and every morning I check my email and we have requests for assistance every single day. And it's a process that we really take seriously, and we research the people who are requesting money and what they need it for, and we have the assistance of Taylor Rayfield, that he does an enormous amount of work for us now, and he is a great resource because he has connections with a lot of other area resources that he can help. We help those people connect with other area resources as well. So it's become a very important piece to our community that a lot of people just don't realize, because we don't do a lot of advertising. We feel like our donations are private because the people who need them are really deeply in need.
Right.
And they're proud people.
Yeah, proud people, yes.
Yeah. Our final big event is November the 3rd. We are condensing a little bit.
Now, wait a minute.
this
You
year.
said our final big event. It's not our final.
Oh, no, sorry.
For this year.
The
It is
big for this
our
2018.
major fundraising event.
For this year.
Yes.
35 years. We'll do we do the silent auction at $5,000.
Where is it?
Oh, it's at the conference center.
Okay, very good. Of
Rebecca
course.
does a great job helping us with this.
Yeah.
November 3rd, it's going to start at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock.
Dinner tickets are $50. We've been at $50 for what, 10 years or 15 years?
Ever
something
since
like
we've
that.
been at the conference center. When we transitioned there, I'm going to say it's about 10 or 11 years ago. It has just been a tremendous event. We've hosted some of the largest events that center's ever seen, and the food has always been fantastic, and they've done a really good job growing to support our needs. We will have one of the best bands that the region gets to see. Mixtape, 80s tribute band.
All right.
So we're
Gonna be
really
fun.
we're amping up the party this year and the fun. We were formed unofficially in 1984, and then the state recognized us a few years later. We became legal, but we're gonna have a good time. We'll have a couple hundred items in a silent auction. We'll have 20 or 30 items in a live auction.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We
for
appreciate
your
both of you
organization.
very
Thank
much
you.
for what you do.
More Newsleader is coming up in a moment.
Have you ever been involved in one of these? And you need one of these? Then look no further than the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center. With a state-of-the-art facility, aluminum capabilities, lifetime paint guarantee, Russell Barnett Auto Rental, claims assistance from start to finish. We are here to serve you. So stop by and let us show you why we are #1, the Russell Barnett Certified Collision Center.
Here at Manchester Funeral Home, we know the importance of living and working in our local community because it's those families who we serve during their time of need honorably. We believe in supporting local business and offer only 100% Batesville caskets, the best in the industry and a driver of our local economy. If you want straightforward and fair pricing while working with the people you know, choose Manchester Funeral Home, serving your community since 1932. And pre-planning and pre-funding can be the best gift you ever leave your loved ones. Call us to pre-arrange. Manchester Funeral Home. Our family caring for your family since 1932.
Welcome back. The traffic light in front of the new Publix store in Tullahoma was activated yesterday, and the store is scheduled to open at the end of this month. Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell stopped by to give us an update.
Well, I think everybody's getting excited about the construction on North Jackson Street, the Publix.
Right.
And yesterday, the signal light was actually put on in the flashing mode,
right?
Which is very good. And you know, so it kind of signals. Get that?
It's there.
Kind of signals that it's almost time for the construction to be over and for Publix to start operating. 2 weeks ago at our last board meeting, the manager was at the Publix to get some permits approved, and the question was asked of him, when are you going to open? And he said October 31st.
Right.
So we are getting very close to that. And but one of the requirements for them to open was to have this traffic signal in place and operating. So the city's met that deadline. We've got it going. All we have to do now is tell the signal people when to put it on a regular rotation. So yeah, I think everybody is aware that signal's there. They've seen it bagged up for a couple weeks with the bags on it. Now we've got it in the flashing mode, and the next step will be to go to a regular operations mode. So you should expect in the next couple days probably for us to turn that to a regular cycle.
Right.
And at the same time, you're probably going to see some big trucks starting to come in to start outfitting the store, and that was a requirement for the signal, was so their trucks could get in and out and start getting it set up. So that area is going to start getting pretty active. It's active right now because they're starting, today, because they're doing some paving. So if you're in that area, be cautious. There's some lane closures, but to get that asphalt parking lot down, and that's one of the last things before they can start bringing those trucks in.
Yeah, and that store has generated a tremendous amount of excitement in our community.
Really, everybody. Not just within our city limits, but all around us. And that's always been one of the keys for Tullahoma, is that we're the center of this wagon wheel when you look at how our communities are laid out. And so we expect that Publix is going to be a large draw for people from other communities to come in.
And you mentioned the store manager, and I don't know his name and have not met him, but I understand that he is actually from Tullahoma. He has been the manager of a store in Huntsville, I think. Is that correct?
What he said at the last meeting was he lives in Manchester.
I see.
But he's been driving daily to some of these stores that are a good driving distance away. Murfreesboro, Franklin, some of those areas. So he's very excited about the prospect of being 10, 15 minutes away from work.
I bet.
So it's great that we have a local person running the store, understands kind of the dynamics of our communities. And, so it's going to be a big draw. So we want to caution folks to be aware of that intersection. The signal is right between a couple other signals, so people are probably going to say, oh my, I get through one light, I get hit by another light, then there's another light. But we're hoping that we can get those synchronized where there's not that long delay, or when one is green, we're hoping we can get them all green so you have a steady flow. But the traffic engineers will have to rely on to figure out that sequence.
I was going to ask you that. So there is some synchronization between traffic lights in Tullahoma.
Yeah. And it's one of those things that we have to update hardware to stay up to date with things, and that's one of the items that's being looked at. Are do we have the lights synchronized the way we want them to? Now, like this particular signal at Publix, and we have a few others in town, they have what looks like a radar up on the top of them. That's a vehicle sensor. So, if there's a vehicle coming, then it'll activate the signal light to either green or red, depending on what direction you come from. So there's no longer having that, what we used to call the loop in the road that was under the pavement, where you drove up and, if you sat there for a while, you backed up and you went forward to try to hit that spot in the road. They don't have those anymore. Now they're, well, not a lot of them, they're going to the radar, the sensor that senses the vehicle approach versus pressure on the road.
And don't forget to tune into this week's Living Show tonight at 6:30 p.m., Thursday morning at 9 a.m., and Thursday, Friday, and Saturday evening at 6:30 p.m. This week's guest includes Steve Graham, who will come by and show us some of his wood carvings. We'll hear from a couple of members of the cast of the Singing in the Rain play that starts next week in Manchester, and Fran Gray will let us know about Alzheimer's of Tennessee's Alzheimer's 101 program coming to town. All that and more on this week's Living.
And stay with us. We'll have your weather forecast right after these messages.
The Russell Barnett Automotive family has launched its new Owner Advantage program. It starts as simple as your first year's maintenance is included with the purchase. We have 1 year, 3 year, 5 year plans available. Car detailing, car rental, collision repair. Stop by one of our 5 locations and let one of our certified sales staff tell you all about it. The Russell Barnett Automotive Family Advantage program. And remember, my question is, why buy anywhere else?
My wife Jackie has always been the life of the party, but things changed when she couldn't be as active anymore.
They told me I needed a double knee replacement.
It's not as big a deal as it used to be, but she still needed to go to rehab.
I was amazed at how good the therapists were at Life Care. They took really good care of me.
They took excellent care of her, and now she's back doing the things she loves, and that makes everyone happy.
Life Care Center of Tullahoma wants you to get active and live well.
We're losing it, Doctor.
Not on my shift. Quickly, brush. Roller.
What a transformation.
It's gotta be okay.
Okay, nothing.
At Paintworks of Tullahoma, we specialize in domestic emergencies with Martin Senior Paints. You can be the paint doctor too when you treat your home with Martin Senior interior and exterior finishes.
Doctor, we've got another one.
Got you covered.
Paintworks of Tullahoma. Come see the paint doctor, Stat.
Welcome back. We'll take a look at your weather forecast at this time, starting with your weather history on this day. Our record high was in 1950 at 85 degrees. The record low was in 1987 at 29 degrees. The average high on this day is 72 and the average low is 48. Partly cloudy weather expected tonight with a low of around 41. Mostly sunny weather in the forecast for Wednesday with a high of 66 and a low of 40. Mostly sunny weather again in the forecast for Thursday with a high of 62 and a low of 46. And that's our News Leader report for this evening. We invite you to join us each Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 6, 8, and 10 for News Leader on 6. You have a good evening.
Have a great evening.